I don't want no gravestone when I go. If you could plant a tree. No gravestone when I go, carving my name for me. You can tell everybody they'll find shelter in the shade as the sun hangs from my branches. My eternal bed is made. When the earth is my bed sheets and my body is a shell,
How about now? Because this showing my sound's working. This is weird. Okay. I don't know what's going on there. Well, that border is recent. I've been having seems like sound issues for a little while now. I don't know what happened here. I don't know if it's because of the clouds in the sky or what. So I guess I'll start from the beginning. I apologize, guys. I literally have no clue what's going on with that. Um, so welcome to another episode. Am I echoing? Daggone it. I'm just going to move this out of the way. Keep this somewhat close. Is that better on the echoing? Welcome to another episode of Campfire Chats, Eric and guest. I'm your host, Edie Testerman. I'm kind of curious on who all's here had Twisted. Who else had encounters here before I start sharing some of the stuff I've had happen here recently. And I want to apologize right now if I seem a little wonky. My blood sugar started acting up like literally like 10 minutes before the show started. So I had to hurry up, go in there and heat something up and get it in my belly real quick. So as the countdown was playing, I was literally eating something. So it's starting to level out now. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. It's only been doing that here I've had the same platform for a while. It's just started doing it. I'll have to look into it. So my blood sugars was acting up because I'd realized I hadn't ate since 8 o'clock this morning. So I heated something up, but it's leveling out. We're doing good now. So, so, hey, Bounty. Ta-da. But I'm kind of curious who all in yours had an encounter this past few weeks or an encounter they haven't shared before they'd like to share, because I think it's important to do that. That's what this show's for. This was created by you, the subscribers. This is a safe place for you to share your encounters. And so I'm kind of curious on what everybody has that would like to share. Could share. Where is that? Why is that not popping up? Huh. I was trying to. Oh, it was you echoing? Okay. Sweet. I was trying to get that one deal off, but I'm not. So it's not that one. Man, I don't. Oh, that's why. We'll just change it to that and see how that does. Just in case. Oh, man. Hey, Kevin. So, don't look like anybody's got anything they want to share. I had an interesting night last night. Up before I went live with William, during the live with William, and after the live with William, I've been hearing hoops, howls. Heard that fake dog mimic once. I was going to put out my parabolic mic, but before we was done, yeah, you need to share your encounters, Vicky. Excuse me. But before the show was over with William last night, the wind had picked back up, and I've already learned from experience that when it's windy out and you try to use that parabolic mic, that wind will overpower anything. You may hear it with the ears, but you won't pick it up with the parabolic mic. So I didn't put it out, but heard a couple real long, definitely not wolf howl or any other type of canine howl last night. I heard a couple of them, a couple of the whoops, and then that fake dog mimic bark, which was closer than it was the last time I heard it. And then during the show, I was still hearing. That's why I kept looking off out my window, and my dogs were picking up on it too. They, especially when we heard that fake dog bark, both Boar and Snow picked it up. That's why they were acting what they were doing. I heard something walking on my porch. That's why I got up out of the screen, was looking out my window, because I heard something walking on my porch. Didn't see nothing, but I can hear something walking. So I guess it might have been up on the roof, and I just didn't, of the porch, and that's why I couldn't see it. I don't know, or it was just in that blind spot where I couldn't see. But that's what I had going on last night. Thank you, Roxanne. I need to make a little deal on that, and I keep forgetting to do that. I've got to remember to put that on one of my little hoo-haws. But so yeah, I mean, it was an interesting night last night. That's pretty much what I've had going on here. I mean, I've heard a couple voices in here, but that's common too. Has anybody else had anything they've had happen? Yeah, Candy. Yeah. Yeah, it was I've been getting a lot more activity closer to the house than I used to, which is fine. They ain't doing nothing wrong yet, but there has been kind of been picking up. Hey, Roger. Yeah, I'm sure you will. I need to check that email that Roxanne. I got caught up working on my book, and also doing research on the Ozark Howler, because I think I'm going to do a show about the Ozark Howler tomorrow. So I got busy with that and forgot you'd sent me that deal. I've got to check that out. But I got chapter 16 done, working on chapter 17 of that book right now. And it is definitely, I hear voices. I hear voices in my head. They call to me. I understand. Oh, that's all. I hear voices in my head all the time too, man. I do. But the wind seems to be down tonight. Hey, Corey. So I may try to put that parabolic mic out tonight, because this Bigfoot activity is picking up. And I was talking to DA earlier. DA should be having his internet hooked up sometime this week. I don't know if he'll have a Wednesday show, but it's possible he'll have a Wednesday show. I've been helping him move. He's trying to get moved into his temporary home. So that's why he doesn't have internet, and he's moving, so he's not very social right at the moment, which is understandable. Him and his kids have been busier than a hiccup trying to get moved into the temporary home. But trying to get, I was talking to him, he's like, you need to get some low light cameras. I was like, dude, I need to too. But that's just something else I'm gonna have to buy. That's always bad when they don't like each other, Roger. So that's why, if you guys haven't heard from him, that's why he's busy right now. He's trying to get things done. I took my small trailer down and helped him get his big stuff moved. Make things a lot easier for him and his family. But spent 2 days doing that, so I was glad to get him down. He's almost moved out. So, but he's supposed to have, I think by Tuesday-ish time frame, he should have his internet hooked back up. He's got to go with a completely new internet company. So I didn't ask him for sure if he's going to have a show Wednesday or not, but just keep an eye out. He may have one Wednesday. So, Corey, I know you've got a lot of stuff going on down there. You want to come on and talk about what you got going on? I'm glad I put my phone on. Remember to put my phone on vibrate. Just damn thing's going off. Sorry, I'm working on my blood sugars. I'm eating some candy right now, but it's not candy. It's salted caramel to help work on my blood sugars. I got some steak in me and some chicken flavored rice to help out with the proteins, and then no, I mean that's just what friends do, Vicky. I mean, I'm the type of guy I'll try to help anybody out I can, unless they piss me off. But yeah, I mean I don't mind helping friends out. So, and I forgot to tell William, I got to talk to you back off air one time. I want to talk to you about something, something pretty cool. But that is always whispering to you, and that's not whispering. That's literally you telling yourself that. You can't get around that one, Roxanne. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of curious because I mean, man, them that Bigfoot chatter I got, and I can't remember, William. You'll have to remind me. I think it was Lakota and Chickasaw they were talking. The fact I caught that a couple of weeks ago blows my mind. Oh yeah, that's fine, Corey. Yeah, I mean, I know you've had some stuff going on there, so I was like, dude, get you on. You can talk about your stuff. Maybe some chicken and biscuits. Oh man, I'm having. Last night I'd made some steak and chicken flavored rice, and I had enough left over for dinner today, and I had to do something I don't want to do now. Is pop it in the microwave, and yeah, it is. So I'm hypoglycemic. I'm not diabetic. I'm hypoglycemic, and I've lost track of time today. And I hadn't ate since like 8:30 this morning, and my blood sugar is like at 440. My blood sugar started going haywire. So I had to run in there. I don't like doing this, but I had to pop that in the microwave, and that way I can get some protein in me. Oh yes, you definitely you. And so I wanted to get some protein and some starch, and then a little bit of sugar in there to equal out my blood sugars. Just made it back. Problems never end at the house. Oh gosh, Kyle, I hear that, man. But I'm going to try to get some more of that audio stuff captured, especially if it wasn't so windy last night. God, I wish I could have captured those audios. I mean, I feel bad because, man, the whole time on William's show last night, I was looking out the window because I just kept hearing stuff. You made French toast and bacon and eggs for supper. Man, I had blueberry pancakes, bacon, and sausage for breakfast. Hey, Dawn. Oh, gosh. Oops, I hit the wrong one. Where'd he go? Dude, that's like my favorite. One of my favorite dishes right there is lasagna. Oh, I love lasagna. I just can't figure out how to make it. Yeah, I don't. I mean, generally I've eaten way before. I got caught up. Yeah, yeah. These things here, they're a handcrafted sea salt caramel made with butter and cream and small pouches. For a quick fix on blood sugars, that thing works great. Now I have to be careful because, like I said, I'm hypoglycemic, so I can throw myself with a real low to an extreme high, like really quick. The noises could have been your bird. No, there was a full moon last night, Kyle. There was a full moon, and I took notice of that. Now I'm trying to remember. So I heard that fake howl last night, and I can't remember if the other times, if it was a full moon or I heard that fake howl or not. But that is something that I need to start remembering. Hey, diaries. Oh, stuffed bell peppers is good. Yeah. I'm sure it is, Vicky. And the one time I tried to make it, I butchered it. I did. But so I'm kind of curious as why I was getting all this activity last night. It wasn't because of, I mean, it was a couple hours after that storm. I mean, that storm came through quick. So was it just because they were hunkered down during that storm, which didn't last? So I don't know if that's really the case or not. And then they were just out and about. But I think it was probably two different entities. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Although it didn't look like a blood moon here, I knew they were supposed to have a blood moon last night and tonight. But last night it didn't look like a blood moon. I didn't see a solar eclipse, but I didn't watch it all night either. So, or a lunar eclipse. So I mean, or solar eclipse. I don't know. I mean, it was awful white to be a blood moon last night. I'm used to blood moons being like a reddish and orangish color. It was so windy here, Eric. You could have sent me a letter just by tossing it in the air from Missouri, and it would have, the same here, Kevin. I mean, it was that way too. And so the wind had picked up before the storms, and then of course William was messaging. He's like, "Dude, you need to hunker down and shed in your way." I was like, "Oh, it's going to be east to me. I'm fine." It came in, didn't last more than like 5 minutes. I mean, it was over quick. The wind died down. The sun came out. Man, I was watching the sunset. Got to watch the moon. And then just before we ended the show last night on Williams, the wind picked back up again. Did you? I thought about it. I was watching it out my window here when we were live. Oh yeah, it is here right now, Diaries. It's so cloudy I won't be able to see the moon tonight unless the clouds clear up. By looking at it, I don't think it will. Yeah, we had a lot of storms and rain yesterday. We ain't had nothing today, at least not here. But we had it yesterday. So I don't know, could it be the combination of the storms? Could it be combination of the blood moon? I mean, what is this why I had so much activity last night? It's a possibility. You did, bro. You hands down, you did do that. You did do that. Yeah. See, the wind I ain't got no wind right now. The problem is I don't want to put a parabolic mic out when I'm doing shows because it'll pick up that show. Hey, Demiria, how's it going? Don, I'm stuffed from stuffed bell peppers. Come on, pop up. So and that's the downside to a parabolic mic is the wind will overpower anything on it. You can hear it with your own ears, but for some reason that parabolic mic, the wind just it captures the wind so much it's hard to hear it. So that's why I didn't put it out last night. And the fact that we're supposed to have another blood moon tonight, I'm wondering if I put it out, if I won't. But to the east of me, this is kind of embarrassing, but I was having to do paperwork before the show. And I've got the window open in there because I like that nice, cool air coming through the house. I prefer that fresh air. And all of a sudden I froze because all I heard was a I went, oh shit. And that was to the east of me, or to the west of me. So I'm like, oh, I know what that is. Now, when I've captured that before, I'll check that one out in a minute or later. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's to the west of me. Okay, no big deal. Come in here, was doing the show to the northeast of me is when I heard that. Hey Val, I heard that fake dog bark, and it was a lot closer than it was last time. Which is where me, Snow, and Boris started looking out the window, going, okay. So then I had to do some paperwork again during the show. That's why I had to leave. So I'm back here doing paperwork. And then all of a sudden I heard a whoop, whoop, oh, hot. And that was all to the west of me again. I was like, dude, these things are going nuts tonight. And then to the north of me, when I was outside wanting to put that parabolic mic up after the show, is when I started hearing them howls again. It didn't sound like a canine hound. It was very much like that whole deal, but it was short. It was like 5 or 6 of them that were short. Yeah, yeah, no kidding. I pee off the porch all the time, so yeah, we don't need that. But I was hearing that to the north of me, and so I'm like, okay, so we definitely got some guests going on right now. It sounds like Bruce Lee. Yeah, Mrs. Bigfoot. Y'all are killing me, man. Sorry, I was throwing my trash away real quick. No. Sounds like Bruce Lee. Ah! Oh, man, Bruce Lee was a badass. No worries, bro. Let me get this popped up over here so I can send that deal. But yeah, it'd been nice to capture all that stuff on the audio last night. What I'm kicking around, being I've got a digital 360 recorder, and then I've got another type of digital 360 recorder, but that one hooks up to my parabolic mic. I'm thinking about putting out a parabolic mic and also putting out just a digital 360 recorder in another spot and see what I can capture with all that stuff out. Come on, baby, load up for me. I've got so much stuff loaded up on this thing here because I'm doing research for my book that I'm working on. Making some phone calls to some businesses, seeing if it's okay if I can put their businesses in my book. Yeah, no, we're good on that one, Don. That's okay, Roxanne. I remember you chomper monsters karate chopping the mirror. Yeah, I get that one. I don't know if my wireless security cameras would be too bright for them, if they would come up with something with that out or not. I've kicked it around, but it's motion censored and kicks on a light. So I just need to try to get my hands on some low light cameras and start putting them up. I've got my MVGs, and during William's show this morning, I was getting that formatted. Okay. Let me think how to send this. I thought I was friends with Corey on Facebook. I may not be. Okay. So I can't send it that way. Actually, shit. I just thought of it. I found a way to do it. Your security cameras are super bright. We're good for cheap ones. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get that one. Yeah, I was just remembering that. I was trying. I'll have to text it to you. I'll have to write it down and text it to you. So glad I looked around, got distracted. If I missed anyone, no worries. There we go. I forgot where I put my phone at for a second. Trying to get this typed in here. That should be the one getting texted to you now, Corey. Yep, I can do that too, William. If that don't work, then I'll put it here in the chat, Corey. See what I missed here. Yeah, I love trail cams. I got a bunch of them, Vicky, but I've never in my life have ever caught anything cryptid on my trail cams. They've always put up formations just outside the triggering range warning of this ahead, so that's why. We recently got a couple cheap solar motion lights. Don't want the coyotes getting close to work. Yeah, yeah, mine's motion censored. Yeah, I put it both in. Sent it to you via text, and I've got it in the chat too, bro. Yep, I got it in there. But so yeah, that's the problem with game cams, though. Um, Corey, look, I got it in the chat right. It'll be in there. Um, it's right under. It's between what Kyle and Val were talking. Just up a little bit. Never heard of that one, Dan. Delicious in dungeon, huh? Yeah, I mean, I love my game cams. I've got a couple of ain't working right now. I just put out. I've got to go out and mess with. But hey, Firewater. But yeah, I mean, they're handy for a lot of things. I've caught supernatural stuff. I've caught paranormal stuff on it, but I've never caught cryptid. It's just been insane. Now I'm lost on. No worries, Kyle. Oh. Never mind. Never mind. But there he comes. Hey, bro.
Hey man, how you doing?
Not
you hear me?
bad. Yep, I can hear
I'm
you.
having to do this with my phone. I went and got my laptop and it was dead. So
Oh no.
yeah, that's about how everything's going today.
Oh man. Yeah, I hear that. I know you got a lot of stuff. You got a lot of fires going on down there, and I was kind of curious. I meant to ask you earlier, and I forgot. With all them fires you got down there, are you getting a lot more cryptid activity?
Uh, Last night was kind of active. Not so much cryptid. My place is more paranormal, supernatural type stuff. But I had some other stuff going on, and I just shut my gate last night. I didn't want it bothering me or it bothering
Oh
them.
man,
You know what I mean?
I was just yeah, I was just trying to figure. It's like, man, I'm only hearing out one speaker. Why? And I looked down, the cats knocked one of my speakers off my desk again. So I'm trying to grab it real quick.
At least you didn't have your camera covered up.
There we go. That sounds better now. I don't know why they love knocking my dang speakers off my desk. But yeah, I was kind of wondering about that. You got sound now. That's good, Kyle. Yeah, you got a lot of that red stuff going in the sky, which I'm wondering if that ain't from the fires. But man, you got some interesting stuff going on down there.
When I sent you that picture, well, they've had to evacuate like some small towns and stuff. I heard Stillwater had a big fire. Stillwater, Oklahoma, where
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma State University's at. I don't know. I haven't got any details on it, but yeah, it just when this red dirt blows in from the west, it's always creepy.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, looks
Yeah,
like
you
Iraq.
said
That's comforting.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I've got pictures on my Facebook, on my private Facebook account of me in Iraq the last time I was there, and it looked just like that.
That's, yeah, I was like, well, that's great. I could tell you
Heck
had
yeah.
in your mind the other night. I could tell something was
Huh?
bothering. I could tell something was bothering you the
Oh,
other
last
night.
last night, yeah, man, I was hearing so much activity out here. It wasn't even cool. I mean, it was thick last night. But like I was saying earlier, I mean, it was just with all that wind, I couldn't put out a parabolic mic. I would have never caught nothing with it.
Yeah, after the wind died down last night, I'm gonna say it went from man. I mean, they had to shut down I-44 going into Texas because visibility was just maybe 100 feet in front of you, and there
Mm-hmm.
there was a big pileup, uh, vehicle pileup on I-44 right there before the state line, and somebody sent a video to me. And I was like, man, it was worse over there than it was here. But that's all farmland. There's no
Yeah.
trees, anything like that. So
It brings you back to the days of the Dust Bowls. You know, the way things are going, it's burning up all that vegetation and
I was
all
like,
that dust is coming up from it. Huh?
no wonder why everybody was so hardened. Back from that era. I was trying to
Yeah.
look at the sun to the west, and I couldn't keep my eyes open in the dust for any longer than just a few seconds when I took the
Mm-hmm.
picture. But
Oh yeah, I mean in Iraq we had to carry gaiters and goggles around a lot of times because you get them sandstorms that come in quite frequently, and it don't matter how much you prepare and try to seal off your place to keep from that stuff getting in. Man, it'll find a way to get in. Thanks,
well,
Firewater.
it's like water. It's going to find a
It
place to
is.
get. Anyways, after the wind died down, something hit the side of my house last night.
Mm.
This during the high wind, and I was thinking, well, that's kind of late, you know. And then I thought, man, I'm not even going outside. I've got other stuff to do. I don't. But I'll say a month ago, when the weather was real cold, I was walking out to my pickup, and my house is built inside a shop, and and my house is half of the shop, back half. So my shop and my tools and stuff are right out the front door, and I've got a pad.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was walking out, something whistled in my ear. Midway through the shop, and I was like, "Too cold tonight, you know. We're gonna stay and mess around." But I'm talking, it whistled right in my ear hole when I went by. And I've gotten so used to it, I just talk to them and tell them I don't have time tonight.
Yeah. I never thought about that with the fires and stuff. If it would pick up paranormal activity, I guess it could because fire does conduct energy, but I don't know if it's enough energy to kick up like water would.
Yes, that's what, and it just, man, I hate high winds. If I'm out in the woods or whatever, I'm gone just because of widowmakers.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I mean, I don't know how many times I've come close. I bet you have too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm constantly, every time I'm in the woods, man, I'm constantly looking up for widowmakers because of storms and everything else that happen.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't, the one time you don't, that's when it gets you.
Yeah. Almost the worst one, could have been the worst one, was in Louisiana. And it was during like a winter storm. They hadn't had one in like 50 or 60 years. And a widowmaker come down, and this sucker was up high. It was a big tree. When it came down, the fat end landed first into cold, frozen ground. And I bet it went 6 inches in the ground. And I thought, man, if that would have hit me on top of it, it went clean through me. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But,
William says it was whistling in your ear at night. Definitely not good.
well, thanks, William.
Yeah, it's
Well, I told it, I said, look, it's too cold. I'm gotta go. I don't have time to play around. But
heck yeah.
about 2 weeks later, man, I keep my shop dark, or keep the lights off in my shop. It's just uninviting to anybody. And I can walk through there in the pitch dark, smooth stride, and it's 14 steps to my front door. You know, I could do it blindfolded.
Yeah.
I came in tonight and I stirred something up to my right in the complete darkness. My phone is powered all the way down with light. I've got it on power save, and I'm thinking, whoa. So I just kept moving because usually they'll cut back behind whatever it is, if it's if it's an animal or whatever. And I held my phone up and I could just barely see the light, and I saw something go get in front of my front door. And I thought, just keep on moving. It'll step out of the way. And it scooted over to the side, and I looked over. It as the biggest bobcat I've ever seen. I just went on in the house, just smooth walk. Whatever hit, I don't know what hit the side of my house last night, but it did. It shook. I mean, it shook this whole thing.
Did it?
Yeah.
Did you get out and look around your house, see if anything had been thrown against it from the wind?
I did this morning. Nothing. The wind, it hit on the south side of my house, and the wind was blowing out of the west. Yeah.
Dang. Don and William both said said the same thing. At least it wasn't a wet willy with that whistle.
Yeah. I might have stayed home for that. I might not run off.
Diary said I had the same thing or something whistling in my ear, and just as that had happened, the wind kicked up something fierce. Oop, you froze up on me, bro. Yep. We'll see if he gets to come back. Twisted, a widowmaker is where a limb or a tree is stuck up high in the air, and cutting could cause it to fall. The wind could cause it to fall, and it kills somebody. So that's known as a widowmaker.
Oh, they didn't know what it was?
Yeah, Twisted didn't know what it was, so I had to explain to her what a widowmaker is. Yep. I was walking my dog at the moment. No worries. Yeah, big trees ready to come down. The limbs too. So a lot of times they get like straight line winds or tornadoes. They'll break limbs off and they'll get stuck in other trees. And then just the right time, right everything, and then bam, that thing comes down and kills somebody.
Cryptids and
Dang, firewater.
In the woods.
Cryptids, wild. Yep. Yep. Yeah, so I do a lot of wood cutting here. Have done it for years. And that's like even when you're cutting a tree, especially on an old tree, even when you're cutting it, you're constantly looking up because that top can break out and come down. That's a widowmaker too. Then you got a springboard widowmaker, which is where a tree is caught in a bind. And I've got a springboard widowmaker out there right now that I got to take care of. I've been kind of letting it set for a couple of years to see if some of that tension would come off of it. But a springboard widowmaker is where a tree is bent over and it's caught, and you got to make this cut just right into this tree. I mean, you got to be ready to run at any second. So you're not 4-bore cutting into it like you do a regular tree. You're just kind of hitting it a little bit here, a little bit there, try to release that tension because that thing can literally acts like a hair trigger spring, and it can come back and take you out. Yeah, they do, firewater. Yeah.
You got a general idea where it's going to go, but it doesn't always do it.
Dude, widowmakers and even spring-loaded widowmakers, man, it's a crapshoot. Mm-hmm. It really is a crapshoot.
Probably the scariest thing that's ever happened to me is I almost got struck by lightning. That was pretty intense. Heavy downpour rain, and it strikes a big oak that somebody had cut down and left about 6 feet tall, and it was on fire for a good minute in the pouring rain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I've once, I'm trying to remember. I think I was about 4 years old. I'm pretty sure my little baby brother was born back then, my little half brother. And we were living in that same house that I had my very first paranormal experience at. Hey, Daryl. And it was storming. I was on the middle floor, the main floor, because we had a basement, we had the main floor, then we had the second floor. So I was running through the living room because I was scared of the storm. The stairs were on the other side of the living room, and as I'm running across the living room, a bolt of lightning shot through the house, went right past the foot of my parents' bed, right through the floor, right in front of me, down through the basement. And I went to a slide and stop and almost slid right into this lightning bolt that crashed through the house.
It struck right in front of you?
Yep. I was probably, I'm lucky, maybe a foot away from it when I finally came to a stop.
Hey, did it give your skin a flash burn, like almost like a little sunburn?
No, it didn't on me.
That one.
Hey, just an old fort.
Yeah, the house could have absorbed a bunch of it too, but I mean, I was so close to mine. I remember the smell. Mm-hmm. Someone told me it was open. But yeah, that scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, man, I was about 3 or 4 years old, so I mean, it was a long time ago. I remember it happening. I don't remember much more past that. I think there was a tingling sensation that rushed through me, but that could be just me trying to, figure it out. I can't remember. It was so long ago. Yeah, Justin, man, I've had that stuff. I found widowmakers that was buried 3-4 foot in the ground. I mean, when they hit hard.
Now think about it going through the top of your head. If it went that
Yep.
deep in the, it would skew you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, think about that. And look how many people survive and look how many people that die from this. I mean, there's been numerous reports of people surviving a lightning strike, but there's also numerous reports where they don't.
After that close strike, I was
Apparently, I did, Kevin.
how does anyone live through that?
What's that? I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When I was close to that lightning strike, I sat there and wondered, how can anyone survive that? You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I knew a guy in the Marines. He got shot in the head when he was a kid by a lightning bolt, and right there on top of his head was a gray spot. It had been gray that whole time. That thing, everything else, he had nice dark brown hair, but that one spot in the top of his head where that lightning struck him was gray haired from that moment on.
That's kind of a cool story.
Yeah, we called him Skunk.
I'd call him
Sometimes Spot.
I'd call him Lucky.
We called him Spot sometimes too. But yeah, I remember him. And I was like, when we first met him, he was like, "Dude, what's up with this gray, patch in your head?" And he told us the story. I was like, "Oh shit!" But I think he was like 7 or 8 years old when it struck him. But he says, "Yeah, I was just out in the yard." And he goes, "Nothing was going." And he goes, "It was a little bit cloudy. You can hear thunder off in the distance." He goes, "We thought we were good." And he goes, "I was heading back to the house. All of a sudden, ba-ding, thing nailed him." So,
hey, did I ever show you guys on the show the giant finger?
yep.
Have I showed that yet?
Mm-hmm.
Someone asked me on another channel the other night, I think it was Spaced Out Radio, if I could come on and show it. And I said, man, I've showed it on some other channels, but I couldn't remember whose all channels I'd done it on. You know, I got to start writing that stuff down. But, you know,
Diaries, I've never heard of that. That's actually interesting.
what is it?
Have you ever seen a person with lightning flowers on their body from a lightning strike? They actually look like flowers.
Yeah,
Not many people survive that.
Yeah, I've looked that up. I've seen it in pictures, not in person. I thought that was neat.
Mm. Yeah, I've seen the burn marks of lightning, and you can tell it looks like a lightning bolt, but I've never heard of the flower things. That's new on me.
Mm-hmm. I hadn't heard of it either till I was just researching, people surviving lightning strikes, like because most likely any electrical big like 220 anything like that hits you, if you live, it'll blow something off your toes. I know one guy got his leg completely blown off. He worked at an electric company as a lineman.
Mm.
And
yeah, I've seen some nasty shit dealing with electricity.
yeah,
I really, I mean it from you getting either deep fried to exploding to a bunch of other stuff. That's one of my biggest fears at work.
I've been knocked against the wall.
Oh, I've had my teeth rattled a time or two from it. That's for sure. I mean, that's one of the many dangers that scares the hell out of me. Because when I stab an anchor to put up a sign, I'm like, man, I just hope the USIC guy didn't have a shit day and he didn't mark something correctly, and I go to stab this anchor in the ground and I get deep fried, or I blow up from a gas line.
You'll live and wish.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, I peed on one of those. That thing sucks. Yeah, that does suck, fire water. But yeah, lightning bolts are way worse than that.
You know when you get hit hard because you can't stop going. It's a natural reaction. after you get zapped hard enough.
I've been zapped times where I mean, for like a couple hours, just sit there and just shake. I mean, my whole body just felt weird, and I'd be shaking. My teeth hurt, and I mean, I've been hit.
I learned a valuable lesson about taking off my copper bracelet before I started welding.
Yeah. Bounty says, my dad lived through 2 different lightning strikes, several heart attacks, other stuff, but evil does take a while to learn lessons. I guess I told him, greater don't like ugly. Hope he finally learned. Oh, man.
Let me ask you a question. Did your dad have a hard time around electrical things after that? Like not being able to have a watch, keep correct time, anything like that after the 2 lightning strikes? I've got a friend that's been struck twice, and she will zap a phone if she touches it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I can't wear expensive watches. I'll fry them out. This Njord gear one, usually like most of my, even a Fitbit, Apple Watch is even worse. It don't last long at all. This Fitbit, I only have to charge up about once a week, once to every other week. It's the only one that's really stood up to me. But even like if I buy a Rolex, I'll fry that bitch. I don't know what it is about expensive watches, but I've fried so many watches. The only ones I've ever had work was like back in the day when you can get a cool looking one for about $5. You know, the cheap ass Walmart ones for $5. Those were the only ones I was able to wear without frying. But remember one time I spent $55 on this watch because I really liked this watch. I don't remember what brand it was. I put it on, less than a day, it quit working. I have so much electricity in my body.
Do you think that may have something to do with what they inject you in when you go into the military?
No, because I was having that issue before then.
Okay. My granddad was like that after he joined the Navy. But he don't know if it's from going down to Antarctica, during Operation High Jump or what. But he was 65 before he found a watch that would keep correct time.
She said, no, he didn't. I always have had electrical issues. I get zapped plugging in the vacuum. I don't wear watches. I can't wear gold. My body eats it. I can wear silver and copper. I've seen that too, William. Yeah, I've seen that too. Yeah, this one here, I mean, I bought it to try it out. This is that Njord watches is what this is here. One of the Njord watches. This is probably the longest lasting watch I've had. I mean, so far it's holding up. And I wear this thing quite often.
I like what Firewater put.
I have some problem with electrical devices. I can turn street lights on and off when I pass them when I'm in love. Oh my God. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm lighting up the whole city. They know I'm in love. Dude, that's wicked. Now that I think about it, I remember you telling me about that before, Firewater. I've never had that kind of stuff. I mean, I burn electrical stuff out, and I'm so one of the theories I've been studying, and which is showing a lot of fruit as being a possibility. People like me with a high energy field seem to attract paranormal and supernatural. And I'm wondering if that's not the case, because I've noticed that with people I know that have a lot of paranormal supernatural activity, they're like me, they have a really high energy field. So that's who he loves stuff. I want, Candy, I need to know, or Firewater, I need to know what that term is. Man, I remember you tell me about that. That'd be both cool and shitty at the same time, being so in love you're lighting up freaking street lamps. I never thought about that, William. Now you got that playing in my head. But especially if the people know you, like they see you coming, all of a sudden street lamps come on, they're like, she's in love again.
Oh man. Uh, hey,
Check your order, make sure there's not a tear in it. I never heard of that one, Diaries. Never heard of that one. That's an interesting way to look at it.
hey, Eric, have you ever used the Connect app?
No, I don't download a lot of stuff. I don't know what that is. What is that?
It's it was started with Xbox to pick up the human body to do
Oh,
physical interaction with things, like
mhm.
if you're boxed or whatever. And my friend come out one night and he had the app, and he worked out here for years. Knew my granddad just about as well as I did, and we started messing with it out in the shop, and we were joking around and hollering, Johnny, he said, it's your granddad. We was just joking around. But I recorded this, and I thought it
Mhm.
was, I don't really trust it until this night, but I had a trailer of pansy flowers pulled in the doors of the shop out of the wind. And I said, if that's really my pawpaw, he needs to go over there and start cleaning the dead blooms off of it. That thing moved over there, leaned over the trailer just like my granddad used to do, and starts picking the blooms. You could see the stick figure, just like he did.
Hmm. I've actually got one of those for my Xbox. I haven't used it yet, but I've got one.
Yeah, and I know they can program them to like recognize things, and then it looks like like I had a punching bag hanging up in there, a Mo heavy bag, and it went over there and started hitting on it. And I said, man, those things can be programmed to recognize a punching bag and makes
Hmm.
stick over there and do that. That thing couldn't have recognized that trailer load of pansies and lean over just like my granddad used
Hmm.
to do, the blooms off of it. It freaked both of us out.
Hmm. You know, Firewater, I'm wondering if it didn't work because your mind was too busy trying to prove her something which took away from the power. And that's why it probably didn't work when you tried to do it for her. I ain't the one talking about that, David. That's everybody else. Just now it's in my head. Yeah. Yeah. You just see, that wasn't me. That wasn't me, David. See, right there. He admits it right there. It would be interesting if that could happen. Scary at the same time. But
I
yeah,
don't recommend
I
anyone do.
probably need to hook that. Huh?
I said I don't recommend anyone try to light their fart.
No, no, no. I did that when I was younger. Nowadays, I'm too damn old and flabby butted and probably do me harm. Yeah. Do your butt cheeks hang low? Do they swing to and fro? Can you time in a knot? Can you time in a bow?
I had a friend who was at a livestock show one time and he caught his underwear on fire.
Oh man. Hey, I mean, yeah. Try to get it to do it again, Candy. That'd be cool, especially if you can record it doing that. Heck yeah. So yeah, I was kind of curious about that because I know, I mean, there's been so many. You all right, dude? It's just a dream. You hear him?
Yeah.
He's dreaming. He, he's dreaming.
Yeah, mine did that. He lays behind me in bed. He started doing that the other night and yipped real loud, scared the crap out of me.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's laying at his usual spot at my feet. He's just sitting there dreaming about whatever it is he dreams about. I'd love to be able to make a machine to put on a dog and cat's head to see what the hell they dream about.
Yeah.
I guarantee it's something like they're the rulers of the world. Stupid human, obey me.
I'm thinking chasing.
Yes. Yeah. It's real funny when they get to running in their sleep.
Hey, I had one that do that, and he jumped up and took off running into the wall one night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I thought he hurt himself.
Oh, man. William, you're right. There is way too many wildfires.
Come here, Charlie. Come on. He's just looking at me like, really?
Yeah, I've got one here and one behind me at the moment. Your butt cheeks hang low when you're a man too. They get flabby. Snores. yeah, mine does too. But now I'm kind of curious because I know there's been a lot of dogman reports going across the border up until it was finally shut down. And being in Oklahoma and that in that area where they're coming across in Texas up into through that area, I was wondering if you guys had that stuff down in there.
Well, for some reason, Eric, everybody around here is really tight-lipped about if they see anything, they usually don't say. I don't. It's just how. I had my first sighting. I saw two of them.
Yeah.
And I was down by the Red River, and we pulled up to this thicket every time we'd go arrowhead hunting. Gosh, I noticed something different about it, and there was a hole pushed through it. And I was like, man, why would something push a hole through a thicket like that? You could see completely to the other side, and then I see this face watching me. Right before my friend gets to the pickup, the face sidestepped out of the watching me through the hole, and I looked, and there was another one sitting behind it. That was my first dogman experience. And I thought, man, these things are stunning. And what other animal does that, Eric?
Man, yeah. You got to be pretty strong to tear through a fence like that, besides just being a human. Sorry about that. We had a super sticker, so it overpowered your talking.
But for, the one in front to be watching me and then have another one behind it for, if the one in front has to move, the one in back can watch you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Firewater, thank you so much. You're badass. Yeah, I'll give him a kiss for you for sure. Firewater donated $5. I just missed something here. Mary at the Bigfoot Outlaw Grizzly has an Aurora camera. Show Aurora that. Oh, okay. Thought I was missing somebody. Thank you for entertainment purposes only. That's right. It is the top of the hour, so we got to get our. Sorry, Dawn. How far was the dogman from Corey? I can't remember where you are from the border.
Oh, you mean from where I was sitting that day, or from?
Probably that one.
Probably 40, 50, maybe 60 feet. But
that's pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah. At first, I thought it was a cow, You know, because you go through all the logical possibilities at first. That way, when you eliminate all your logical possibilities, you know,
Yep.
then you
Give us 1 second. We're going to pick that back up. It's past the top of the hour. I'm just going to play a. What am I going to do? Now go ahead. Now let me find a different video. Go ahead and continue telling that. But yeah, I mean, as far as cow,
yeah, I thought it was a cow, and I thought a cow would never watch me through a hole in a thicket, you know, and I didn't know my friend was coming to the pickup because I was dialed in on this thing watching me through the thicket, and it sidestepped going south. My friend was coming from the south, and I thought, did that just move? And then I looked, and there's another head, but it looked different. It wasn't exactly the same color. And I said, man, that thing had to have been sitting directly behind the one in front. And when the one in front moved, the one in back could watch me from where it was at. That's a tactical type of mentality. You know, I don't know of any other animals that work together like that.
I mean, besides Bigfoot, I mean, wolves work in packs, coyotes work in packs.
I wasn't in the forest.
I
was out in the open, and the thicket.
Wolves and coyotes still be. Yeah, but size wise, I mean, that would take away from a wolf or a coyote.
It had about
because you thought it was a cow.
It had the same size head as a bull or a cow. That's why I thought it was a cow at first, because it had that same shape of the head. You know, wide up top, narrow down low.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd pretty much take away from the wolf or the coyote, but they'll be out in the open too. But yeah, that would take away from that in a heartbeat.
But where I live,
give me something good. Trying to find a good video for the commercial today. And we'll play this one. I haven't done this one in a while. I'll get to you guys' comments in a second. Okay, so we're past the top of the hour. We'll get this commercial out of the way real quick. Well, maybe. There it goes.
Hey, I'm going to step away just for a second.
Oh, come on. Start this over again, being it messed up a little bit. That is the Wild Hunt series from D.A. Roberts. And YouTube, before you get your panties in the water, I created that music. Thank you very much. So you can't hit me up on it. That was music that I created. But If you guys are interested, you can go to Amazon under d.a.roberts, and or you can go to daroberts.net and you can find his books. Okay, I got some comments here I missed. Yeah, Don, me too, bro. I mean, it sucks that you're dealing with that. I hate hearing that. Yeah, they like to flank you, diaries. They definitely do. Oh, thank you, Bounty. Yeah, I created that background. William, you take it easy, brother. Good having you in here. Yeah, it is. Ear ringing does have a deal with your balance. Absolutely.
Is that not the cutest thing?
Hey, Crystal, how's it going? Oh, look at that, old poochers. It's a canine crotch goblin.
He's a maniac.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, mine, he's not even a year old and he's already a freaking monster.
It is like a good sized dog. Mine's 2.5 months and I weighed him. He's 15 pounds.
See, he's not quite a year old yet, and his back's probably well over 2 foot off the ground already. When he stands up, his head's about right here. I'm 6'9", and 5'9", and his head already standing up. He's about right here.
What is he?
He's a black lab and some kind of bird dog mixed.
This one's Labrador Pit.
I call him. Yep. I love lab and pit mixes. I really love lab and pit mixes. That is a great combination. You got the strengths and the determination of a pit with the knowledge of a lab.
That's what I'm hoping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I call this one here the pain in the ass breed because he's a big pain in my ass at the moment. He definitely test bound. Yes, I'm talking about you. You okay? Did you have a bad dream? Heard you barking in your dream. Huh? You okay? Oh, hold on, bub. Hold on. Oh my God! I'm just asking if you're okay. Oh my God, dude. Okay. Okay. I love you. I do. But I was just asking if you're okay because your dreams. Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. It's my ear. So, yeah, this is Boar. He's not even a year old puppy. He's all right. No, you can't be up on my shoulders. You're not a parrot dog. You're too big for that. No, you're too big. You're too big. No, okay. Dude, I'm on a live. Come on, behave. 9, stopa. Sorry, guys. Hey, Melissa. Oh, ouch. Dude, stop. Oh. Dude, you're being a pain in the butt. I don't need French kisses. Okay, come on, I'm live now. You're interrupting things. Stupa. Hey, big ornery butthead. See what I mean? Pain in the ass, dog. Eric, when I put the name of your channel in YouTube search, only your ED Testament channel shows up. I'll write it in here.
Yeah, you have to put it in the bizarre and the unknown specifically.
That should be it there. Calm. You're getting a little rowdy. Don't try eating peppermint candy. I like peppermint. I'm sure I have a lot wrong. 3 comas, 1 stroke, back surgery, blood type changed, extra Yoda. Thank you. I will keep trying to meditate. Hey, Yoda. Man, who ain't? I mean, we all got something going on with us. It's not even funny anymore. Oh man, okay, good. I'm caught up on there. When ain't you, Roxanne? When ain't you feeling hungry? But I just lost my train of thought now, being pushed around by a pain in the ass dog.
I see in chat. Are y'all talking about meditation? Is that what they're talking about?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. That changed my life. I mean, it saved my life.
Meditation does. Yeah, meditation does work if you do it properly. Like even, huh?
Someone taught me that knew what they were talking about.
Mm-hmm. When I was going through anger management, we was doing meditation, and that kind of helped where I can learn how to focus it in the right way, at the right time. I was a Marine, and no, I was in the Army back then. The Marines taught me how to focus it. I went from black outrage to I could control it and knew what I was doing. I could think and use my battle skills and stuff like that. And then when my oldest daughter was being born, I went in for anger management, and we was doing meditation, and it taught me how to keep it under control and keep it down.
I was having really bad sleep paralysis, sleep apnea, snoring like a freaking diesel. And all of a sudden it started taking care of all these problems that I had no idea it was going to help.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason I figured out I'd quit snoring, I quit waking myself up at night, snoring.
Mm-hmm.
Then
yeah, I mean it's there's a lot to it, and you can do it right, and you can do. I call it like a light meditation. I do it when I'm writing, and that's when you get the right type of music can actually help you to zone things out and think more clearly. So when I'm writing, I'm usually listening to like Nordic meditative music, or I'm listening to Native American meditative music, and I get that right flow and right going, and then it blocks everything out where I can focus on a task. And you can do, and for me, I call it like a light meditation. It's basically just getting your mind right.
Like a work meditation or
Yeah.
Task.
Yeah. And that's what I'll do. I can't play it on here because I'll get dinged, but I got some of the stuff on my YouTube playlist of the type of stuff that I like to listen to when I'm writing or I'm trying to focus on something. And it really does. It really recenters everything, because my brain, I have restless brain syndrome. So my brain don't shut down. I'm always just boom, 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 boom. So I've found, for me, when it comes to like writing or something like that, or even if I'm trying to focus on something out in the shop, I'll put that on and I'm able to recenter, shut out all the extra noise, and be able to focus on what I want to focus on.
If you're like me, there was no such thing as a quiet classroom.
No.
Adjoining rooms, whatever, I could hear everything going on.
Don, I'm curious, can they give you a shot for that? Put something in there, kind of loosen that up. Maybe that'll help with the headaches and stuff. Cortisone or whatever it is they put in there. Mind over matter. Yeah, I mean, I was taught that a lot in the military, but my brain just, it don't shut down. I found even if like like I've been listening to some short sci-fi stories, but that is still, it's hard for me to focus. So I had to quit doing that and go back to my meditation music, and to me, in order for me to focus.
Don, have you tried CBD oil?
Yeah, that's a good one there too. I missed some stuff here.
Oh, he's tried it. Okay, let me ask you another question. Did you try the equal amount of CBD and THC together? That's how you get it to work. Did I give you the finger, Freaky? My bad.
Yeah. Let me see. What did I miss? Corey and Cole give everybody the finger. That's the international peace sign.
Got my vape in my hand. I've got my vape in my hand. I guess I can give the finger every now and then. But
Can't use THC.
that's the key.
Yep. Yeah, unless I retire or they federally legalize it, I can't do none of that stuff right now either. I had to give it up in July of 2017 so I can have a paycheck and a retirement.
Well, I used to be a commercial grower, and I'm telling you, your brain produces its own type of THC because it regulates your sleep and your appetite. Why would they make something illegal that your brain makes naturally?
Oh, he's talking about the giant finger.
Oh, you want to see it?
Go ahead, pop her out.
Got it right here. Let me turn on some more lights.
Serotonin, yep. Everybody, let's talk about. Oh, never mind, he's back.
I'll hold my phone over it. Let's see here. Come on, phone. Come on. There we go.
That's a finger. That's a big finger.
I don't have any windows in my house, so there's the fingernail.
Mm-hmm.
Cuticle around it. See if we can do it like this. Nope. Man, if I had my computer charged up and got on it, I could have done this and could have seen it a lot better.
I think I got the pictures. Let me take a look at my files.
Yeah, it doesn't light up very well.
Yep, I got the pictures. If I can get it to load up. Good God, which one of you guys did that? Yeah.
Yours too, huh?
Wow. Yeah. It's probably this one at my feet.
That's when they like to do it, when they're right under you.
Mm-hmm. Get caught up on the comments here. Here's you can see kind of the dermal ridges.
That's the bottom side. See, there's
Mhm.
human teeth in it.
Yep. That was right here, ain't it?
Yep, that's it. You're right on.
And then you got that one there.
That's the fingernail.
Mm-hmm. You guys in your comments.
Yeah, that's one big ugly bird. Yes, I'm wearing a Guns N' Roses t-shirt.
Yeah, I got mine in my closet. Cheese, please. Did what? I'm not blaming nobody, Don. They did. They tooted. It wasn't parrot dog. It was boar firewater. Boar tooted right underneath me. That was the only pictures I got saved on my computer. I think. Let me double check. Nope, I lied to you.
I thought I sent you like 4 or 5 of them. But
There we go. Yeah, they were just in a different spot.
that is it's upside down, but that's the side view.
It looks like where it got cut off right here.
That's the fingernail. At the bottom, it's upside down. There's a good
Oh, okay.
one. You can see the cuticle around the fingernail.
Mm-hmm.
That's it in my hand. I've got
Diaries. This is a fossilized giant's finger. From the first, the very last knuckle up. That's what you're looking at.
Yeah, you're just looking at a piece of it.
Yep.
And that thing weighs 4 pounds.
Oop, that ain't it. Oop, that ain't it.
That's the winged gremlin.
Oh, no, that was all of them. Okay.
The same guy that found the giant fingers is the one that took the picture of the winged gremlin. But we've got 2 of these fingers. My friend's got the other
Mm-hmm.
one.
Yep. That's just stuff you can find out there. Yep, that was
That was found in the banks of the Oklahoma Red River, the river that separates Oklahoma and Texas. And
Yep.
that's what the action is. And I live about 7 miles north of there.
Yep. Yeah, it's cool to find stuff like that.
There's things down there stranger than Dogman and Bigfoot.
Yeah, he's Bounty. He's got a lot of stuff down there. That's why I like having him. Hey, Griff. No worries. Hey, I forgot to text you, Griff. Hey, text me your address, and I want to send you something.
But like where I live was Indian territory until statehood. I think it was 1906 or 07 in Oklahoma. But at the very bottom, it stayed Indian territory for another 10 years. Every county at the bottom of the river, from west to east end at the bottom, was Indian territory until like 1910, something like that, 1911. But there's all kinds of camps down here. You can still go to them and find them.
Melissa wants to know, how did you find both fingers? Were you there fishing?
No, my best friend found them. This guy is the best artifact hunter I've ever seen. It's like he's got I say this, it finds him. It's the only way I can explain it. He found a real Comanche war club the other day in the tractor bucket of rocks that somebody brought up to make a garden where he's working. Yeah. I said, where'd you find it? And he goes,
wow.
But he was with me the day the dogmen were watching this through the hole in the thicket. And then he found a track the next day. We had pictures of it. Man, I'm still on phones, so I've lost a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
yeah, it's
he finds dinosaur teeth,
people don't
arrowheads. Where we seen the dog man, he found 2 coyotes buried side by side on their back.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff, not only physical, but supernatural you can find too. This is one of the things I did a video on for you. This was taken out of a fire. You was burning pallets on this one, weren't you? If I remember correctly.
Place. My girlfriend messaged me and asked me what I was doing, so I took a picture of the fire because I was sitting out there watching it. Just so you got to keep your eye on them no matter what.
Yeah.
And I didn't think about it. Sent her the picture. Well, I looked at it and I was like, "What's this?" And I got to thinking, "Oh, that's that fire." Sent that picture of. I got to looking at it, and there it is.
That's an up close version of it. But you can clearly make out the headdress, the face, the earrings, and everything.
Yep.
So when he sent it to me, we was trying to figure out what we was looking at. And I told him, I said, that looks like it might be Aztec. And then I pulled up this picture here and showed him what I mean, which looks just like what was in that fire. So that's in the deal there. But if you look at that, and then you look at this, hold on, let me open this up in a different deal because I don't know why it jumps around like that.
See his face, everything. And I forgot I had that.
Yep, I didn't. If you look at it, you can see almost the exact same headdress as that Aztec one.
But if you look up Comanche war bonnet, you'll see that too.
Yep, which makes sense because they're all from that area.
Yep. That's just a normal day at my place.
I remember us talking about that. Yeah. I wanted to let me hit a couple things up here I missed. I was trying to get to, but we were talking. I got to scroll up and find it again. It was something freaky had asked. I wonder if that finger is from a troll from the sun. It could be. I mean, that is a possibility, freaky, of it being a troll that got caught in the sun and petrified. We also know that in a lot of ancient stories, it talks about how the god or gods were displeased with the giants, so they flooded the earth to get rid of them, and we're finding these petrified remains of them, and that's another possibility. But it very well could be a finger from a troll.
Or it could be a toe.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody asked me, "What are you going to do if he comes looking for it?" And I said, "It's all his."
Fire god, yeah. See, and the thing is the reason why I know this stuff is real like this, that what was just showing this thing here, is I've literally have seen this myself, dancing at powwows. I've literally seen this, not this type of headdress, but I have seen Native American images and wolf images and buffalo and horse images in fires dancing at powwows.
We have one about 10 miles from here every year.
Yep. You wonder why it popped up in there? The fire is sacred. Fire is very sacred. There's a lot of power in fire, and that could be the reason why. Yeah, I know, Freaky. That would be cool if I could. Don't go confusing me calling it a toe. No, I'm pretty convinced that's a finger. Fire wants to know: have you considered doing another fire in the same place and trying to talk to him about it?
No, I have not. There's so much going on out here, y'all, that I can't keep track of who's what. And I've got orbs. I got growled at by an orb one night. I've been touched on the leg. Had my ear whistled in. Just numerous things like the fire. I've seen so much stuff. Hell, I forgot I saw that and sent the picture to Eric. You know, if I was to write everything down, it would probably take a couple of pages of paper.
Crap. I'm trying to get this one picture to pop up here. See what I missed here. It is a way to purify. Yes, Freaky. It is.
But
I've seen an entity here in a native headdress in daytime. Cherokee, I'd presume, since North Carolina. It's possible, but people forget they traveled. Native Americans traveled.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's hard. Amazing what you can find in different places. Could be a protector. Yes, Firewater. Absolutely.
Well, I'm going to need him.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay, yeah, finally. This one here popped up. Finally.
There's a salvage yard behind and next to my property. Oh, yeah. That was taken over Comanche, Oklahoma.
If you look here, you see a thunder beam right on the side of this squall. There's the tail. There's the thunder beam. What he missed and I found is a thunderbird right there. So you literally got a thunder beam and a thunderbird in the same location.
What the tail? Something's going through it, and you can see its head coming out the other side just a little bit. Whatever that thing's tail, it's going all the way through the middle of the storm cell cloud on the other side of the tail. You can kind of see horns on it. To the right, at the bottom. Yeah, just follow the tail. There it is, right there. There's its head.
Oops, sorry guys, I got a brother calling. He can wait till after the show. The one I saw concerned about another entity that was seen in daylight outside the woods was a shadow.
When someone
looks like a.
I'll say, well, for an anomaly, it looks an awful lot like a shape of a person.
Mm-hmm. You can even see the eyes. Look right here. Boom, boom. Eyes. Boom, boom.
Yep. But they're supposed to be the watchers. The Navajo tribe.
And if you look at this thunderbird here, it looks very pterodactyl-like.
See the tail coming off of it.
Yep, right there. There's the wings. There's the head. Very pterodactyl looking. Yeah, I mean, this is if you actually take the time, it's amazing what you'll actually see. Things present itself to you all the time. You just got to believe and you got to see. This was taken way before then, or so.
Yeah, that picture was taken probably back in 2022, something like that.
Mm-hmm. But I mean,
That
this to me, I thought this was a tornado, but
nope. We had high winds that night, but they were straight line winds. It was a really strange night. But you can see at the bottom, you can see that water tower to the left. So it's just right over the town,
yeah.
right there. Hence,
But yeah, I
hence
mean,
you,
look at his tail.
yeah, it's like a serpent tail. That's just a drop in the bucket right there, what he showed everybody. And all this evidence has been gathered since 2016. So 9 years.
Okay, I thought I missed something there for a second. It's not the photo I was looking for. Oh, where did it go? Huh. Ain't it, is it? No, that's only part of it. I was needing the actual photo. Why do you keep opening up in that shit? That's why I kind of could be an organic ship. It fits a lot of descriptions of what the Comanche call their thunder beings, but it could. I mean, it's can't say no, but I'm
Pretty
more
much,
along the lines that's a thunder god,
pretty much every
thunder
tribe
spirit.
has a story of the Thunderbolt. Oh yeah,
Mm.
that's the pendant that the creature we caught on Game Trail was wearing around its neck. That's
Mm-hmm.
completely.
You know, and we've talked about several times about you got to have a certain key to go in and out of a portal at a certain frequency, and that's when I speculated: is that what this is? Because it looked like the Bigfoot was coming out of kind of phasing in and out of reality. And that's why I questions. I wonder if this is the key for him to be able because there are stories about throughout the Native American tribes how the medicine people of the Bigfoot tribes can use portals, and that's why I question: is that probably what this is? Is the key for him to be able to open that portal?
The Sasquatch have their own shamans.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, he's got a picture of one wearing something around its neck. Hush. So I figured that's what this may be too.
Yeah, I'm at. And what was where'd he go? Oh crap! You're opening up in that. Why you keep opening up in that? It's not what I want.
There it was. You had it. That's the picture the game trail cam caught. And a friend of mine cleaned it up with his iPhone, and you can kind of see it around its neck, where the barbed wire is running across the front of it. Right there, a little bit lower, Eric. Right there. That's where the pendant is around its neck. But that's a 5-foot barbed wire fence. So whatever this thing was, it was 7 or 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
And it's the only
And
pictures.
then,
There's nothing before or after.
you got this photo here.
Okay, that's in the same shot. That's got a Native American chief's face in it right there. You're
In
right
which
on
we got a better version of that here. But I wanted to see the original part of it before I opened up the to this one. This is that same picture from what we just looked at.
This was taken on the Oklahoma Red River.
Yep. So I mean, this is stuff you can find. I mean, so people think we're crazy when we find stuff, and I mean, we find this type of stuff all the time.
Diaries of a Wandering Artist. Yes, that's what I believe. I believe it's a practical use of something to help its vibration and frequency stay the same so it doesn't get stuck. Okay. That's the photo of the security cam that caught the wolf right there jumping in the air, changing shape. I think that was in Iowa. It jumped about 12, 13 feet in the air. That's me giving you an idea of what it is and how it's running and jumping. I'll hand out the thing so you get the idea where the legs are, the tail.
That's another. It's still shifting.
Yep, you can see like a human head coming out of the front of it right there. That's his back. Then right there's the human head. It's changing as it jumps in the air. See how high it is? It's jumping over that tractor. Those tractors are anywhere from 8.5 feet tall at the cab, and it's not very far back from it either. So this thing is jumping high.
Mm-hmm.
I did the yellow lines to give you the idea of the shape of the creature. No, that's not an eye glyph. I drew that just to give you an idea of what you're looking at.
This is the same picture, but in a different filter. You can kind of see the eyes and the nose and the mouth and the head a little bit better on this one.
Yeah, and that's a human face coming out of it. That's pretty crazy.
Oh man, I don't have that one picture on here. I've got it in my. No, I do. Right there it is.
That is a close-up of a winged gremlin that jumped out of a tree on my best friend one night. And these things have the ability to scramble your phone camera. And we had to clean it up. Now, I would have lost this picture had one of my friends not gone back 2 years on her phone and found it. That's why the lines are drawn right there, because she said, "Where's the ears?" And I said, "Outline where you think they are and send it back to me." But that's the reason those are on there. But the eye,
There's the mustache.
yeah, Well, its skin is what he said.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that's a tooth. It's not. It's a. He said it had a skin mustache coming off of it. You can, if you look, this thing was so close to him, he had to take the picture up this close. It stayed there for probably 3 or 4 minutes. If you look back behind, he said it had a crooked neck, which you can see. But if you look right there underneath the ears on the right side, you can see where the wings are coming off, just on its back. Down a little bit. Down a little bit. Right there. See? You can see where the wings are coming off the back, going to the right. He said this thing had arms separate from the wings on its back. And it's split pupil eye right up there. He said it was backlit like people described seeing the dog man. But see its nostrils above its top lip. There's 2 nostrils. To the right of that is the eye. He said it had big eyes. And the pupils are slit. So you see a slit pupil in the eye. And he said, now think about this. It scrambled his phone and we had to clean this up. So things have ability to mess up anyone trying to take a picture of it.
Yep.
But he said the eyes were corona colored and they had a backlight to them, like they were something was glowing behind them. And he said it had a dead squirrel or a dead rat in its hand, and it was laughing at him.
Huh.
He said it smelled musty.
It's amazing what you find.
Then I told him he'd seen those where, and he said plowing at night they swoop down to get the rats and stuff that the tractor plow stirs up. And I said, those are owls that do that. And he said, yeah, they blend in with them. You can't really tell the difference. You just barely tell the difference when they swoop down.
And Diary goes, what is that, a dragon? No.
Well, hey, we've thought about that, but we're pretty sure that it's a winged gremlin because he described the description he did is the same as the World War II bomber pilots that talked about seeing them over the Pacific. It's
sorry about that.
Back too. That's not the only encounter.
Yeah. Yeah, that fits. I mean, and I've heard from old timers around here the same thing, that they look like they're mistaken as owls quite often.
Yes.
When they plow at night.
We went through everything we could possibly been it that we just misidentified, but we went through the hammerhead bat was the closest thing to what he saw. But detailed description, hammerhead bats don't have slit pupils. They've got bat wings, no arms, separate from the wings. They don't cause your camera to fuzz up when you're trying to take a picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's that electric field that they put out, man. You know, electricity runs through everything.
Yes. That's why people say, well, how come nobody they have the ability to blur your camera.
Mm-hmm.
We had to clean that up on.
I don't know if it's a defense mechanism, which is why they do it, or if it's a warning. I don't know, but it seems to be very common with, especially if anything is really tied to supernatural.
Yes, and I talked to William about this, and I said, man, it had its own backlit eyes, like it had its own light source behind its eyes, and he said that's a supernatural creature. That He said they can change the weather, and I said that's crazy because the second time he seen it, we had a little ice storm go over the top of us, just a small one. And he said those things can mess with the weather and affect the weather. But we smudged the house after he had the encounter with it. Something took a crap on his porch right after we smudged the house.
Yeah. Man, I mean, it's like I said, man, once you get in tune to this stuff and you start actually opening your eyes, actually seeing, you don't, there's a difference between seeing and actually seeing. And when you actually start seeing with your true eyes, it's amazing what you can pick up. Ursula said that's what the Grays told me about the photos I took of them.
They told you that they can distort the photos? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, similar to a gargoyle. Yes.
Yep. This side of my chat's a little slower than it is on YouTube side.
Get out of there.
So
Get over here.
well, brother, I appreciate you coming on, talking about your encounters.
Man, anytime.
I was he said yes on your question to him. But I was kind of curious with everything you had going on in Oklahoma, if the cryptid or paranormal side had picked it up. So I mean, I knew you was talking to me about a lot of strange stuff going on. I was like, dude, I gotta get Corey on and talk about this stuff.
I'm trying to get more people to open up and talk about it, but it's like pulling in this part of the country.
Oh yeah.
Eastern Oklahoma is a little bit more loose about talking about it, but here, man, I mean, it's people I've known all my life, and they still won't tell me about some of the stuff they've seen. My friend that told me he'd seen the winged gremlin, he made fun of me in front of a room full of people, and then everybody left except for me and him, and that's when he told me, I've seen one of those things. And I said, why didn't you say that earlier? And he goes, I don't want to look crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's a very common deal. Take it easy, Twisted. Take it easy, Freaky.
When someone laughs at you and makes fun of you, that's usually because they're scared.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'll say 7 or 8 times out of 10, they've had an experience and they're terrified to talk about it.
I mean, I've talked about it before, too. I've had people make fun of me about my beliefs, and then they have an instant, and they call me over to help them take care of it. I was like, I thought you didn't believe in this stuff.
Been there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't quit.
Well, I appreciate you. Huh?
I said, I don't go over there to help them very quickly. I give them a little time.
But yeah, thank you. Thanks. Uh-huh.
I make them say they're sorry, before I come help them.
No worries. Again, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. This was a good campfire chats, and this is what this show's for, is for you guys to come out and share your encounters. And these are Corey's encounters. This is stuff he's been experiencing. And I mean, this is him, me, some of the others in the chat. We're not the only ones. We're just the ones that's willing to talk about it.
Yeah, there's so many people in the chat that make good guests, and that's what I'm doing. I'm getting ready to start my own podcast. I've been set back twice. My mother passed away when I was getting ready to start it the second time, but I'm almost there. I'm about a month away, and we're gonna. If any of you guys want to come on or whatever, just message me, and
Yeah.
nobody's gonna make fun of you.
Yeah.
Not in my chat.
I'll make fun of you, but that's just me. I mean, I'll get on Corey's show, make fun of Corey. Hey, of course, you'll give it right back to me, so it's all good.
Good
So, guys, tomorrow I decided I'm going to do a show on the Ozark Howler. So that is going to be tomorrow's show on my formal show, The Bizarre and the Unknown. I was working on a little bit of that before I came live. I've got a recording of a howl that was caught in Kansas in 2012. I've got to run it through my system to try to bring out the howl a little bit. You can hear it, but if you're hard of hearing, you probably can't. So I'm going to run it through my software, bring that howl up a little bit more where you can hear it, but it's very long. Actually, it reminds me a lot of Bigfoot howls is what it reminds me of when I listen to it. So it'll be interesting. I'll have that to play. We're going to dive into the mysteries of it because the Ozark Howler has been not just sighted here in Missouri, but it's been sighted in all parts of the Ozark Mountains, which ranges from Oklahoma to parts of Texas, parts of Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, and Illinois, if I remember correctly, is how big the Ozark Mountain chain is. Yeah, firewater, exactly. So we'll be talking about that tomorrow. If you guys are not an INR reader on my Patreon, someone that reads my books as I'm writing, give me feedback on them. The next four who sign up to be in.
I got to get out of here. My dog at the front door.
Okay, you have a good one, bro.
That means he's got food.
Yep. The next four people who sign up, and this is what I'm going to be sending out to Griff, is going to get one of the Bizarre and the Unknown hats. So the next four people who sign up as an INR reader on my Patreon, I'll be sending you out the Bizarre and the Unknown hat. With that, make sure I don't miss nothing here. You might need one or so. So don't forget, Jessica Jones will have a show tonight here in a little bit. Also, tomorrow morning I'll be on with William. Hopefully, DA will start being able to do shows next week. With that being said, man, to all my new subscribers, thank you so much. My OGs, from my new to my OGs, you guys are what makes this show possible. You guys are awesome, amazing. I'm truly blessed for every single one of you. Firewater, thank you so much for the super sticker. You're badass, and I will give Parrot Dog a kiss for you. So until tomorrow, guys, peace, love, and blessings to you all, and I hope you guys have a blessed night. Corey, you got any final words before we drop her down?
Love and light.
All right. Until next time, everyone.